Hey everyone, GFuel Man here, and in my 4 years of being on YouTube, I have not reviewed a single GFuel powder on my channel until today. GFuel Electric Shock Mango Lemonade coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. And today we have a very special video for you. Some might call a historic video, because today I am reviewing my very first GFuel powder. Yes, it is true. So let me tell you what to expect from this video. First, I am going to tell you a little bit about how I know shock. Then I'll go over a little bit about what the product is before finally mixing it up and tasting out the GFuel Electric Shock Mango Lemonade. Timestamps and chapters down below so you can go where you want to go. If it's your first time here, my review's a little bit long. I talk a lot. Now, as a general rule of thumb in life, you always want to keep an eye on the competition. What? I shouldn't go that route? Okay, all right. Take two. As a reviewer, it's always good to know who's out there, what they are reviewing, and how you can be different from that reviewer, or look at what they're doing to be successful and learn from that. When it comes to energy drink reviews, the field is somewhat limited, but when it comes to GFuel reviews, there are plenty of GFuel reviewers out there. Unfortunately, when I first started looking for GFuel reviews, they really all felt like they were somewhat biased, and you couldn't help feel like they were being a little bit biased because they were sponsored by GFuel. Every drink just seemed to be really great. And every drink, I mean every drink could be good because it is GFuel, but everyone has a miss here and there. So it just makes it hard to believe. Then I found Electric Shock. Started watching one of his videos and said, you know what? This guy actually seems pretty genuine. His reviews are well thought out and he gives a detailed taste test. You have my attention, Mr. Shock. Then, after watching several of his reviews, he actually doesn't like some of the GFuel flavors and doesn't really mind mentioning that. And how is he allowed to do that? GFuel is paying him, but he does do honest reviews. How can I not see Electric Shock as a younger, far more successful version of me? He became my go-to GFuel reviewer whenever I needed to look up a GFuel product. Then, one day, he actually commented on one of my videos, and I was like, because I probably only had like 10,000, maybe 15,000 subscribers at the time. He was closing in on 100,000. So it's always good when you can see someone bigger actually notice your channel. And I did know that he streams on YouTube, so I decided to check out some of his streams and found out he's actually really funny as well as being good at gaming, because there's really only so much personality you can get out of a video. So it was good to see him live as well. Then one day I finally decided to say something in chat and he was like, hey, Caffeine Man. And like he knew me. I knew he knew me because he left a comment. But then other people in his chat, in his community, also knew who I was. And I was like, wow, people are actually starting to know me. That's good. And they really welcomed me like family. And I do stop by there whenever I have time because it's a great place to hang out and everyone's really nice. And Shock is just a really great guy. And after actually talking to him for a while, we actually ended up doing a collab together. So be sure to head on over to his channel after this video and check out that video right there. I'll actually try to remember to put maybe a card there to make it easier, or something in the description box. But in that video, we actually did a debate, which is better, cans or powders. Yeah, good video. And after knowing him all this time, he finally got his own GFuel flavor. There's nobody more deserving than this hardworking kid. And kid now, he's not a kid anymore. I think he's 21. No, he might be 22 now. I'm not good with numbers, okay? I'm not good with ages, but he's young still. Congratulations to Shock. Now, even though I know Shock, he knows that I give honest reviews. So when he offered to send me this flavor, he also knew how I felt about powders. Not really much of a fan, but he asked me to review it anyway. So I am here today to give you my honest review of Electric Shock Mango Lemonade. And of course, some of you might be saying, well, how can you give an accurate review, Caffeine Man, when you haven't even tried any of the GFuel powders? And I say, well, that's not a true statement. I haven't reviewed any of the GFuel powders. I've definitely tried several out. Back when I first started my channel, I was thinking about doing some powder reviews, and I actually bought a sampler pack of the GFuel powders, and I got 10 different flavors. Didn't like any of them. They had a little bit too much of this like powdery grit to them, so I ended up having to add like more water to them, kind of like watering them down to a point where once I got rid of that powdery grit, the flavor had really subsided because I watered it down so much. And most of them seemed to be like a little bit too sour, a little bit too tart, even though like I expected expected it from the sour chug rug, but when I tried some of the other flavors that aren't really supposed to be sour, they were still kind of sour. And some of them even like irritated my throat a little bit. So after trying 6 out of the 10 of them, I kind of put them to the side for a while and said, I don't think powders are going to be for me. But the truth is, I never truly gave up on powders. I have tried some in my time as Caffeine Man. I've tried the Ghost powders, which are pretty good. I also tried some of the C4 powders, which are also really good. So I am not a noob when it comes to powders. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at what I got from Shock. First off, I got this really amazing shaker. That pinkish red color is really nice. It is actually kind of see-through. You might not be able to see through it, but you can see through it a little bit. Really nice blue top to it. Got his logo on there, great logo. And of course the GFuel logo on the back. Also got a tub of the powder right here. And just some really great packaging on here. I mean, the colors on here are so vibrant. I mean, that orange really pops, but then that light blue on there really contrasts with it a lot. I mean, blue and orange, if you get that color combination right, you are going to be standing out. And overall, the graphics on here, really great graphics. You got the mango, you got some lemons on there. So let's go ahead, let's mix this up. I've actually watched several reviews to make sure I do it right. Don't want any of those Gfuelers saying Caffeine Man doesn't know what he's doing, stick to energy drinks. And one serving of this has 140 milligrams of caffeine. To make this video slightly shorter, because I do tend to talk a lot, I'm just going to put the ingredients up there for you to take a look at, as well as the supplemental facts with all the information you need to know. That way we can just go ahead and taste it out. First, got to be full of ice. Next, got to fill it to the line with water. Right about there. There. Looks like I didn't get a scooper, or there were companies that make you go digging for it. That's the fun of it. It's way down there. Powders. It's been recommended to take this off so you can get an accurate amount. How am I doing, guys? All right, it's time to shake this up, and we're gonna shake it super well. They say like 30 seconds to a minute, but I'm gonna go a little bit longer because I wanna make sure the stuff gets dissolved, and because I don't want any powderiness out of there. Here we go. I ain't 22 like Shock. All right, now, I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it on camera as well, but if you remember how clear it was before, when you put that in there, you shake it up like a maniac, it ends up actually being kind of a different color. Looks really nice. And I heard that actually makes a really nice froth too, a nice foam on there. Look at that. Hopefully my camera's good enough to pick that up. Normally I pour it into a cup so you guys can see the color, but I know everyone usually drinks it right from the shaker. So I'm gonna drink it right from the shaker, then we'll pour it into a cup to see what color it is. Let's taste it out. All right. Ice is getting in the way a little bit. Let's taste it out from a cup as well. There we go. And from what I've heard in Shock in his videos, he didn't want to have any artificial colors in there. And they did a really good job keeping it fairly light with natural colors. Let's taste it out from the cup. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna say about it is that I'm not getting any powderiness from it, which I'm very happy about, very excited about, because like I said, that's one of the things that I don't really like much about most of these G Fuel flavors or most of the powders, is that if it doesn't dissolve all the way, you get this powdery flavor. Definitely not getting that from this. And when it comes to flavors, lemonade, not really much of a Caffeine Man preferred flavor. And what I like about this, it's really not strong lemonade flavor. It really is a mango lemon flavor, or mango lemonade, but they put mango first because you're primarily getting mango out of this. And when you first start to drink it, you do get that heavy mango flavor. You're getting mostly all mango until you swallow it, and then on the back end is where that lemonade comes in, and it really is just more of a lemon flavor to help complement that mango flavor. If I had to give it some percentages, I would say you're probably getting like a 75% mango and a 25% lemonade. I can't tell a lie. I got those numbers from Shock's video because, of course, he reviewed his own product and said it was 75-25. But I 100% agree with those numbers. I would tell you if I thought it was like 65-35. The flavors really do complement each other very, very well. And even though I am not a fan of lemonade, I am definitely a fan of my mango flavors. And well, I forgot about the sweetness. Normally I go over the carbonation, the sweetness, and then the flavor profile, but I'm all over the place. No carbonation. The sweetness, I would say you're probably getting like a medium sweetness out of here. It's not like overly sweet, and I think that the lemon does come in on the back end and pulls away from a little bit of that sweetness, but sometimes you don't want an overly sweet drink anyway. I think they're giving you a really great amount of sweetness so that it's not too sickly sweet that you're gonna get tired of it by the end of it. And then the same thing goes for that lemon tart flavor. As I've been talking more now, the mango flavor has really subsided and I'm left with that lemon taste. I like to have a good strong solid flavor throughout. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Caffeine Man rating chart in a category all its own. I got no G Fuel powders to compare it to, but for me, Electric Shock Mango Lemonade from G Fuel, the powder. Can't wait for that can to come out. Shock, is there gonna be a can? Do we have to like sell a certain amount of these before we get the can? I'm gonna be giving this a solid 9.0. I really like the drink. I really like my mango flavors, and for a powder, I can't really taste the powder in it. If you're someone who likes mango, I think you're gonna like this drink. Got that lemon on the back end. It definitely has some lemon flavor on the back end to it, so it's definitely a mango lemonade, mostly mango. If you're looking to pick this up, you can actually use Shock's code. His code is gonna be 30% off. Yes, you can't get 30% off. Even if you're doing a BOGO 50%, that's 25% off. You're gonna get 30% off when you use code SHOCK at the G Fuel website. So be sure to head on over to G Fuel, use code SHOCK to get 30% off this mango lemonade flavor, and be sure to use this code on all the other G Fuel products that you're going to be buying while you're there. Great job to Electric Shock. Thank you so much for coming up with a mango lemonade flavor. Love the mango flavors. You did a great job developing it. 2 years in the making. The hard work really paid off. Congratulations to Electric Shock on his new flavor. Thank you for sending it to me to review. I really do appreciate it, and thank you all for joining me. Until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night. I think I pulled a muscle. I did. I think I did. Don't get old, people. Don't get old. Oh, my knee.